So guys, my name's Dev, I'm from Games Hub Middle East, and today we're going to talk about the TP-Link Archer c5400x. Now before I talk about this lovely router that we have in front of me right here that you guys can't see, but before I do talk about that, I really want to tell you guys that TP-Link has been really supportive of us, and they've been working with us for the League of Legends MENA Championship. If you don't know a lot about it, please do find it in the description. Everything's going to be down there listed out. And basically, TP-Link's our support sponsor for the UAE League of Legends MENA Championship. Now, enough talking about that. Let's get right into the review video. Alright, so guys, here is the box for the TP-Link Archer c5400x, and this is supposed to be one of the best gaming routers out here. Let's get rid of the box and let me show you the actual product here. So this is what it looks like from the top and from the sides. It's got your antennas around all of the edges. Here's all the LAN ports. I believe there's got 8 LAN ports here, and there's an option over here for link aggregation, which is basically both of the you connect 2 LAN ports both to the same network. So basically that's used for network redundancy and basically getting a faster network speed. If you do use link aggregation, what happens is basically you get double the speed, so you can get speeds up to 2000 Mbps while maintaining 2 networks at the same time. So if one of them fails, you do get an opportunity to have another network, so you don't completely lose connection. And other than that, it's got 2 USB 3.0 on the side of it, which is basically for your network storage. And that's about it on the router. It's quite heavy, to be fair, but it does not matter. I mean, it looks pretty cool. I'm going to show you an image of the router with all of the antennas plugged in a second. So like I was saying, guys, this is what the router looks like with all the antennas plugged in. There's a total of 8 antennas, and it's not only for show, it is supposed to give you a range boost. What you have to do is basically get into the interface, get into the TP-Link interface, the web interface, or the mobile interface. They do have a mobile app available where you can go in, and it's very GUI friendly. You can go up there, you can put up your device optimization. So let's say you have 3 devices, you've got a PlayStation playing Mortal Kombat or Call of Duty, and then you've got another device which is your mobile phone, and another device that is connected to your iPad, probably watching Netflix. Alright, so guys, there's a lot more things that I want to talk about apart from the specific stuff that I spoke about before, because this router is a gaming router and there's a lot that gamers would like to know in depth about it. So let me just get into it. One of the best part about the router is that it's a tri-band Wi-Fi router on the AC5400, which basically means that usually gamers love to play on a router that is not Wi-Fi based but Ethernet based, which basically means that it's powerful on the Ethernet, on the cable side of things, so that gamers love plugging in and playing, getting the constant connection, a consistent bandwidth. But playing on Wi-Fi on this router wouldn't be the worst idea, just because this router is made for gamers who do not have the capability of putting down a wire from their house or stuff like that. If you want to play on Wi-Fi, this router is probably the best you can get for gaming. Other than that, obviously 1.8 gigahertz quad-core CPU, 3 Wi-Fi co-processor with it, 1 GB RAM, 16 GB eMMC, and Bluetooth interface available on the router. Now, Bluetooth obviously helps you in a lot of ways on a networking device. Apart from that, 9 gigabit Ethernet ports on the router are present. Now, obviously 9 gigabit Ethernet ports are your Cat6 ports, your internet ports. The router obviously comes up with quality of service, QoS, and port forwarding for prioritizing gaming. Port forwarding is quite common these days on every single router, but port forwarding obviously helps. And port forwarding on this router basically is a bit more different than the other routers, where this router already has a certain amount of ports that are mentioned, and you guys can use those ports. Those are the most common used ports, and if you don't want that, you can obviously use your custom ports and enter the numbers in, and you're good to go. Gaming traffic. Now, Traffic control or prioritization is something present in a lot of routers these days, in high class routers. In this router, it makes it a bit different because let's say you have an Xbox, you have a PlayStation, you're playing Call of Duty on your PlayStation and you're playing FIFA on your Xbox. FIFA hopefully will take or will need lesser bandwidth than Call of Duty. So let's say you're playing COD and FIFA at the same time and you have a 100 MB connection. It's probably going to give you, more bandwidth to Call of Duty and less bandwidth to FIFA, just because that's what it needs. It's going to give you what the game needs, and everyone's happy in the house. Your brother's happy playing FIFA, you're good to go playing COD, no one's complaining, and everyone gets what they need. So the router comes with a self-made security system. It has something called Home Care, which is a high-tech, it has a high-tech antivirus, protected connections, firewall, guest network, and parental control. Parental control is basically so that you don't let your child play a lot or watch Netflix for hours and hours instead of doing his or her homework. So how it works is basically you put up a parental control on, and then let's say you have your child Max's MacBook, and so it's going to show up as Max's MacBook on the router screen, and you can set it up to, let's say, 2 hours for Netflix, and whenever Max goes on his MacBook and browses Netflix for 2 hours or more, it's going to just disable Netflix completely for the next 24 hours or whatever your time limit is. Also, the last but not the least, but 8 detachable antennas that look like flames. That's literally what it says on the website, which is pretty cool because it does look like flames. I mean, it's black and red and it looks really nice. It complements the look of the router. Also guys, the product key selling points about this router. One of the key points is that the Archer c5400x does come with 2.4G, 5G, LAN, and you have 2 5G networks basically. So how it would work is usually your router before, in the 1900s I would say, is probably it just has a 2.4 gigahertz network. The newer routers these days have a 2.4 gigahertz and a 5 gigahertz and a LAN. So the 2.4 and the 5 works for Wi-Fi, the LAN is LAN. And in this router, it's a bit more modified where you have a 2.5 gigahertz network for your grandparents probably, and then you have a 5 gigahertz network for your parents, and then you have a 5 gigahertz second network for yourself, and a LAN network for your gaming. Like, it's pretty much going to be a happy family, The second key selling point for this router is that it has low latency. It's about 30% lower than the previous routers. If you do get latency, that is. I mean, you don't usually get latency even if you game a lot, if you're connected to a dedicated server. But if you're not, you're living like me in the middle of a desert in Dubai, no dedicated servers at all, you're gonna get 30% less latency, which is really helpful because the ping out here is insane. Sometimes the ping goes up to like 150, 200, so instead of 150, you'll be playing on 120, or let's say not 100, which is, quite decent, and it makes a huge difference in FPS games especially. So right here in front of me, I would like to share a slide that will be on screen. There's been a testing environment that TP-Link has done with this router specifically, where they've played League of Legends and they had one gaming device connected to it, 12 wireless devices connected to it, a speed of 100 Mbps, and a background download of 11 Mbps, and the latency was still less than 70, which is really good. It was at 70 with a normal router, while when they pulled out the c5400, it went down to 40, so that's a massive difference. So guys, coming back to the chipset, moving a little bit back in the video where I was talking about how there's a 16 GB eMMC storage of 16 gigabytes. So in the 16 gigabytes is basically a cloud service. eMMC is a cloud service. Instead of having physical storage, you have a 16 GB cloud storage. In the cloud storage, you can have your username, your password, your antivirus settings, your VPN, your link aggregation, download, upload speed, like every single thing that you want, you can put it up here and you can store it. Anything custom made by the user can be stored on it. And yeah, I mean, pretty much your software, firmware, everything's on the cloud, so your physical device doesn't get heated up as much. And at the meantime, you don't need a physical storage, which is great. You can plug in extra physical storage by plugging in a USB. And yeah, I mean,
the router is amazing in that way.
So that's been our first ever unboxing video on GHME TV, guys. That is the TP-Link Archer C5400x, and that's about it. It's a lovely router overall, and we'll catch you guys soon with another unboxing video soon. Cheers.